Hello everyone. Today we are having Miss Meenu Preethi from Beckman Coulter. Welcome Meenu.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Glad to be part of this your channel, and I'm watching your contribution to this biomedical field, and I'm happy to be here.
It would be great if you can give a brief introduction about your career journey, where you studied or which are the companies you have worked so far.
Yes, sure. My full name is Meenu Preethi. I'm a biomedical engineering graduate, and I graduated in 2018. And I did my biomedical engineering graduate in Bangalore College of Engineering and Technology, which is in Europe. And after my graduation, I started working as a trainee in a startup company where I got trained in IVD products, especially hands-on training I got. So with that experience, I'm able to get opportunity to work with Trivitron Healthcare as a customer support engineer. But my most of my work will be in-house. So I have worked as an in-house engineer. So I will be working entirely with the machines, completely with only with the machines. So I will be repairing and troubleshooting, and also I will be providing supports to the engineers telephonically, and if required I will be visiting the fields. And after working in Trivitron for almost 2.9 years, then I got opportunity to work with Beckman Coulter. So right now I'm working as a customer support engineer in Beckman in Bangalore region.
Okay.
So in Beckman Coulter I'm working in field. So this is my new experience. It's been around 6 months.
I usually ask people why biomedical engineering. So I just want to know why you opted biomedical engineering. Do you have any prior experience about biomedical engineering field from any of your relatives or anything like that?
Actually, no. I have no idea about biomedical engineering before choosing this course. My dad's opinion was for me to take a engineering course, any engineering course, and I have a passion for life science. So I thought of this would be a combination of both. My dad will be happy, I will be happy. So I took this course. And once I entered into this course, I am able to understand the importance and the scope of biomedical engineering. And I'm very proud to be a biomedical engineer.
Yeah. And there are many women, maybe after completing their plus two or even after completing their course, they are concerned about the opportunities as a woman. So, which are the opportunities you were looking into after completing your biomedical graduation, or which will be the suitable opportunities for women in your experience?
As a woman, I can say that there is no suitable or non-suitable job for a woman in biomedical, because all the jobs are suitable for both the genders. Not even both the genders, all the genders. My inspiration for getting into this field, I mean, especially into the services from my college final year, I got an opportunity to work in an internship with Appasamy Associates for 1 month. So during that 1 month, I was able to work with engineers and production peoples, and with the entire manufacturing units I'm able to visit, and I got hands-on work experience also in that 1 month. So that made me get into this field where I work with machines, where I started loving machines, working with machines and applying what we studied actually. So that inspired me to get into the service field. And for other women, and from my friends' experience, I would say there are a lot of opportunities for biomedical engineers. Where they can work in hospitals, they can work as a medical coders, and they can be in a clinical research. There are so many of my friends are in clinical research where they contribute as a biomedical engineer. And some of my friends started a company on their own, and still they are running in a successful way. And there are a lot of opportunities, I would say, for both men and women. There is no restrictions for a female to be in any job.
That's right.
And yeah.
And currently you are working as a customer support engineer. So it would be nice if you can tell your role as a customer support engineer, what you do in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, the role name itself says. Some companies would name it as a engineer, service engineer, technical engineer, and this name is like a customer support engineer, where we always engage with the customer. We are the contact point with the customer, also with the machine. So we deal customer and also we deal with the machines. So both the way we have to deal. And as a customer support engineer, I do troubleshooting and technical support all the way with customers.
Okay. So how was your experience of our working with medical equipments?
Medical equipments, they were like, if we can, it's like my pet. I feel like pet, because when I was in a warehouse in-house job, I used to work only with machines. There will be no customers, there will be no team interactions at all. So from morning to evening, I will be only with the machines. So I feel like I used to like, okay, you want this one? Okay, I will give you this one. Oh, you are making a trouble like that. I used to talk with them. I treat them with a like a person, and they even react with us. So that's a great experience than like other equipments or other instruments. Medical equipments are very sensitive, and that's very interesting too. There are a lot of technologies, a lot of things will be there, and if we go deeper into each technologies that was applied in the machine, that will be very interesting.
Usually people ask me that when people and many girls are hesitant to go to the service field, I think mostly it is because of the traveling or maybe lack of support from the family. So in your experience, what are the, even I just need to add that also, if there is any challenges when if you are looking into the service role, so it includes the traveling, maybe like that. So what are the possible challenges in this field if somebody is interested in that?
Yeah, the challenge I would say is like it's like a two-part we can say. One is from our end. Our end means the female engineers end, like our own hesitations and our own families' restrictions and those things. And another one is like society's restrictions, society's expectations, and the employer, especially the employer's doubt on us. That those two things will be there. And if we overcome both, then we can sustain. And how I managed is my mom is always supportive, and my dad really wants me to be an engineer. So when I said I wanted to be in the core, he supported me because when I started my career as a trainee, I was not in a good paid salary. But even though he supported, okay, you need experience at this age, so you go for it. Rest of your friends are in a coding company or in an ID company, they are earning so much, don't worry about it. One day you will succeed. So don't look at them or don't look at others. And if you want to achieve it, you go for it like that. So my parents were entirely supportive. And it's because I showed my interest actually. If I didn't open up with my parents that I wanted to be in this field, they won't leave me. So I was stubborn that I wanted this field. I wanted to work as an engineer only. So they said, okay, you go for it. Then they believed me. And about the safety measures, they think they hesitate like how your safety will be like that. But it's everything is about us only. We can protect us. No one else can protect anyone. So only if we are protective about ourselves, then we can manage anything at any time. And about the employer side, I mean, about the society also, we have to give that confidence. We have to tell them that I can be, or you have to give me the chance like that. And in sometimes the main thing is like female engineers are not in field because some recruiters will be giving an ad like only for male candidates,
Yeah,
only male
exactly.
candidates. Those things will make females to not even look for the service field. Even if recruiters are ready to employ a female engineer, and they won't be mentioning anything, but when they see it's a service, why, however they are not going to hire us, why should we apply like that, they go into back steps. So this happens. And other than in field, I would say the challenges are equally for both men and women. There is no particular challenge for female. And yeah, and with the travel, maybe sometimes we female are very concerned about our self hygiene, so only that thing will be a challenge.
So it is also manageable or what you are telling. So those who are interested to come
Yeah,
to this field.
it's actually manageable only. We can manage it because we have to take care of ourselves first. Only then, if I am okay, if I'm able to be in a good mindset, if I'm healthy, then I can work in the mission with a healthy mindset. If I'm hungry, if I'm not comfortable at that particular situation, then I can't work with the missions. So I started making myself more comfortable. Wherever I go, I don't think that what people would think if I do this one, what people would think if I sit. So I don't think that one. If I'm painful, I will take rest. So I'm taking care of myself. So by taking care of myself, my work is automatically being easy.
Yeah, and I have one more question here. So mostly when we are working with medical equipment, mostly we can see even huge equipments or maybe the modules we may have to carry sometimes. So even in that case, how do you manage all this?
I can able to lift any weight actually. Maybe from my childhood I'm being grown as a boy. Like my mom used to ask me, lift that bottle, lift that, take it, come and come. So I don't mind lifting things, but I sometimes in field we may feel like because of some wardrobe mislead, we feel like what my dress may not be comfortable. So I made my outfit very comfortable for that, and it's not like we can't lift or anything. And even
Okay. Support will be there.
Sometimes they support.
Yeah,
support will be there.
That's exactly I want to ask you. So even if you are not able to wait or something, whether are you getting enough support from the people who are around you?
Yeah, I'm getting the support. I also have seen even for male engineers, customers are ready to support if it is very weight.
Yeah,
that's just if it is weight, they can't lift by themselves, so they are ready to support. That's happening for both.
I want to make it clear. Okay. So after completing your biomedical engineering course, I just want to know, how was your job search initially?
My job search was like, I initially wanted to have the experience first. So I started looking for internships or else any training course. But nowadays, I think there are so many trainee internships are like paid things, not like they are paying to the interns. Interns are paying to the companies to get the internship certificates. But at that time, when I passed out, there was no companies or nothing will be providing like that. So I started mailing all the companies. At least 10 companies, I will be sending my resume cover letter every day. I have taken all the list of companies in India. I have started sending mails every day, and I will be giving a follow-up mails also. By that time, by that procedure, I got opportunity with Appa Associates. They were also not providing internship initially. But as I have mailed twice, they called me for an interview and they asked me why you were mailing us and asking we are not providing internship action. Then I told them that I'm really, really interested to get the internship. So they said, okay, we will give only for you. Okay, this is the first time we are giving like that. So I got that opportunity. So by that chance, I got the courage to ask for the help, and I asked for a experience, and I asked for the people to let me know if they have any vacancy in their company. So my connection got expanded from that point.
Okay. So I think later you moved to Trivitron and then to Beckman. So what was the application process? So whether it was through a LinkedIn or a personal contact, so how was this job change, or how you came to know all these opportunities?
First for Trivitron, I got through Indeed. I applied, and it took around 2 to 3 months for them to reply me back. Then the interview process itself took 2 to 3 months again. So it was around 4 months, 4 to 5 months, 5 months for me to get the offer letter. So it was a slow process initially, as they considered me as a fresher. Because when they considered 2 applicants with the fresher, I got the plus point of that 2 months training. So I got selected. So that's the thing. Both we were like treated as a fresher, so it took time. And from Trivitron to next job, it got me through LinkedIn, my profile only. The opportunity came to me. Yeah.
Yeah, there will be many biomedical engineering students or job seekers. So what are the suggestions you are having to them, or maybe women engineers especially? So in your experience, or what they can do, or in which way they can work?
I would say that don't look at others. Just find yourself. What suits you, you can find it. And if you find that one, it will lead you to there. Definitely. So don't look at others like he's got selected some company, they got selected from some company, and he's going to do his masters. What I'm going to do. So don't think with others. Think about yourself. Know about yourself. What suits you. What really you want. And if you find the purpose why you choose biomedical, then you will automatically know everything. So that purpose, if you find that purpose, then you will find your way. That's what I say, and I will say keep trying. Don't hesitate to apply any jobs. Especially when I talk with my juniors, they say no. Initially, all the jobs they were asking for 2 to 3 years experience, 2 to 3 years experience. They didn't mention anything like freshers. No, don't worry. You just apply. Nothing gonna happen. If they don't want your resume, they are not going to do anything. If they may get impressed with your resume, they may call back you, or in future they may call back you. So don't hesitate. Like it's mentioned only male candidate. How can being a female candidate I can apply? And I have only 1 year of experience. How I can apply for a 2 years experience? So don't think about that. If you have the right skills and if you are really interested, go for it, apply, and you will get it.
Yeah. That's really great. And I'm sure there are many people usually ask me that we are not getting any interview calls. So in that aspect, do you have any such experience?
With interview calls, not getting
Yeah.
interview calls,
Yeah.
then you are redirected. Actually, there was a saying, no, if something you didn't get, it's like you are redirected. That's the thing I would say. I have worried about when I started my career, like from trainee to Trivitron. That period, I have applied so many companies, so many startups only. Actually, as I was in startup, I was applying most of the startups that time. And Trivitron was like, however, they are not going to call me back. Just let's apply like that. I have applied. But I got call from Trivitron, but I didn't get call from any of those startups. I was worrying that time. Why I didn't get a call from this company? This company was good, better than my training company. I should have got the call like that. But I got a better options, better opportunities. So if that call is not yours, then that is not yours. Don't worry. You can apply next time. Next
Yeah.
company. There are a lot of companies, lot of opportunities.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing your valuable experience with us. And I'm really happy that you joined this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.